Diaspora data mapping is one of the core mandates of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. It will no doubt help in engaging, enabling, and encouraging diaspora investment and development of the country. As we round up the proceedings of the third summit of the State's Diaspora Focal Point Officers and Standing Committee on Diaspora Matters, the need to develop and integrate a credible and reliable diaspora database cannot be overemphasized. Please stay tuned as the Head of Technology Transfer and Innovation, Honorable Abdurrahman Tarab, reps on the issue. And we also bring you state-by-state scorecards of the SDFPOs. I bet you don't want to miss any of these. Please stay tuned to your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I am Koinsola Adetumbi. Honorable Abdurrahman Tarab urged the SDFPOs to see their offices as catalysts to the building and development of a concrete database of Nigerians in the diaspora. Please take a listen.
It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you to discuss the need for the development and integration of a credible and reliable database for Nigerians who are in the diaspora. This is pertinent under this auspice of a collaborative platform between national and subnational governments towards integrating the diaspora in our national development. The offices of the State Diaspora Focal Point Officers will definitely play a vital role in the fulfillment of this important and necessary component of the mandate of the Commission for the integration of our diaspora and the development of our great nation. The main essence of developing a database for the diaspora in Nigeria is for the active pursuance of the mandate of the Commission as enshrined in the 2017 NIDCOM Establishment Act, which is to provide for the engagement of Nigerians in the diaspora in the policies, projects, and programs of the Nigerian governments at all levels, and for their participation in the development of Nigeria for the purpose of utilizing the human capital and material resources of Nigerians in the diaspora towards the overall socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria and for related matters.
Do you know that Anambra State has the highest number of registered diasporas and as such has a Ministry of Diaspora Affairs? Please stay tuned and listen carefully as the SDFPOs spotlight on their achievements so far.
The first point is that we have a Ministry of Diaspora Affairs in Anambra State. And I think we also have the largest number of registered diasporans. Our engagement and communication arrangement is predicated on the belief by the government of the state that our diasporans are key stakeholders in the government. So we think that they are dynamically involved in our government. So that determines the way we engage with them. And in terms of what we have on the ground, we already have deployed a lot of tools for this engagement. So we've got Facebook, we've got WhatsApp forum, we've got web portals, and then we have engagement plans, which is every month members of the Executive Council of our state engage with one or more of these associations, and what we do is to try to talk to them about what is happening in the state and also to get feedback from them, find out if there's any ideas they would like to put across.
Because of the increase in diaspora activities, I want to report that there's a lot of medical outreach, doctors coming from Europe, from America, of plateau extraction, doing medical outreaches, which has been fantastic. Educational outreaches too, award of scholarships, renovation of schools, are being witnessed on the plateau down by plateau people in diaspora. There has been investments too in the area of agriculture. As you know, Plateau is very famous for Irish potato. Many people are involved in that.
Now, some of our diasporans have also invited the World Bank to come and set up a 500-unit housing estate. And the beauty of it is that it's going to run on mortgage basis, so that everybody, you pay 20% down and you spread the rest in 15 years. So almost everybody will be able to afford this housing unit. And the governor has also provided land and documentation for this, and this was also made possible by the Diaspora office. And we have a central Imo State Diaspora website, a database. Imo State has a data center centrally, and the database is also, the Diaspora database is linked to the central database. And we also have a WhatsApp group, Imo State Diaspora WhatsApp group, that has been used effectively to receive donations and grants and support to the less privileged in our society. We have organized essay competitions in the last 1 year. We've given free JAM forms to almost 35 indigent students, and we've paid for 1 year for several indigent students.
We have a WhatsApp group, and last month we conducted a meeting which we're going to be doing quarterly to include all Kaduna State indigents living in diaspora. And it was a very productive meeting, because after the meeting we got some Kaduna State Olympians, former Olympians, who are willing to assist us in our sports industry and the sports Ministry of Sports. And we also have a professor in the UK who is supporting the state with newborn sickle cell disease management and newborn screening, and they also decided to secure funding for us from the American Society of Hematology for that. We also are in discussions with diasporans who are willing to invest in supporting telehealth. I don't know if any of you knows what telehealth is. It's sort of like a mini hospital in the poorly remote villages in the state. So they have doctors that we're not going to be present, but they could be in the UK, US, and they'll be giving sort of diagnosing the patients and then giving prescriptions, and then so that's what some of the diasporans are willing to support the state with.
We've been able to identify some of our indigents in diaspora. One of them is Juan Bashir Isa Dodo, who is a computer scientist and who, as a student of PhD, won the best student paper at Bioimaging Conference in Portugal for the development of a new algorithm that can separate retina into 7 individual layers to quickly identify and diagnose eye diseases. I also want to let you know that His Excellency Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari has made some incentive ready for any diasporan that wants to come back home and invest. We have provision of free land. We also have tax-free for some years. And also for that land that will be given to you, within 1 month you will get your CFO. So it's just not a mere saying that they have given you a land. You will get a document that will entitle you to the land.
He is the newest baby in the house. His Excellency has already approved an fully equipped office for us. As I'm speaking to you, we have a fully equipped office with everything, computer and complement of the staff there. On our own, we have already started contacting our diasporans who are And honestly, the number is beginning to be overwhelming. The kind of calls, messages I receive from Brunei, UK, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia is unimaginable. We are happy to be part of this family, and KB will do all its effort to ensure that the NIPCOM become a success, inshallah.
Nigeria in Diaspora Commission provides for the engagement of Nigerians in diaspora in the policies, projects, and participation in the development of Nigeria, and for the purpose of utilizing the human capital and material resources of Nigeria in diaspora towards the overall socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria. We all must be good ambassadors to our country, Nigeria, in whatever country we find ourselves. Be of good behavior. Be a true Nigerian, for true Nigerians are heroes of our time. This message is brought to you by Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM.
Nasarawa State/Diaspora commitments. The diaspora engagements in Nasarawa State are synchronized in a chain of coordinated family tracking. This becomes imperative to analyze statistical data of families whose spouses, children, or both either schooling, working, or doing businesses outside Nigeria. This collaboration effort is gaining information from families, has created interpersonal relationships with most families from the grassroots to the urban areas in Nasarawa State, and thus has given Diaspora chapter in Nasarawa State credence and confidence building among families.
FCT started receiving a lot of diasporas who have interest, who have genuine interest in investment. Some in turning our waste to wealth, some in education, some in creative entertainment, some in sports, healthcare, and manufacturing. Usually when you have any good intention for FCT, we ask you to first of all write the minister. FCT is for all. We have received proposals from various NGOs for collaborations in different areas of development. Some of them want to develop in housing sector,
capacity building, youth and women empowerment, agriculture and mining, infrastructure, land and housing, tourism, hospitality and entertainment, and security committees. Coordinators were appointed for each of these committees. They meet regularly. Commissioners whose ministry is relevant to the working of each committee were contacted, and they were added to the WhatsApp platform of the committees. They worked with the commissioners while drawing their proposals. They agreed to implement at least 2 diaspora projects annually, and the projects will be fully funded by the diasporans themselves.
Essentially, our key accomplishment has been the passage into law of the Abia State Diaspora Commission Bill, which is pretty much a domestication of the bill that established NIDCOM, and it's worthy of note that Abia is the first state in the country to have that bill domesticated. Please, a round of applause for us. The Abia State Diaspora Office has worked to ensure that link is maintained between embassies and consulates around the world for the benefit and the interest of Abia diasporans all over the world.
On February 2021, a guy from UK came also to establish a waste to energy consortium. And on March 2021, the governor approved in principle to actually begin work on creating Ekiti Diaspora Commission. I heard when Dr. Basi said Kano is already going along that line. And I want to tell Kano, please wait for me, because I don't want to take the third position. I want to take the second position after Abia. So on April 2021, we started in collaboration with the University of Ibadan, Diaspora Institute. We are going to have a 2-day workshop in Ekiti State on the 28th and the 29th of June, which is going to talk about how to harness diaspora remittances for regional development in the Southwest. Thank you very much.
In March 2021, the Office of Diaspora, in partnership with Enugu State Association New York, donated relief items worth over $2 million, funding for Enugu State Association New York. And then we have an ITC center that is coming up, and they have already donated 100 tablets and computer systems to 3 secondary schools for ITC. Then in April, of course, the humanitarian effort where cash distributions and different kinds of palliatives were given out to the local government areas. They do this regularly, and because of COVID, they are doing more from the diaspora. Then we have an ongoing program which has been on since 2015, where agricultural empowerment goes on. The people in diaspora, they buy graters, rice threshers, grinding machines, oil extractors. Then there's a kind of, we ask the local government chairman to show us the people who are so self-deserving in the state, like women and men who work really hard. Then we give them these different items to help them with the farm work. Then we have donations for our libraries in terms of books from South Africa, from UK, and from Europe. So far things are going well, and I want to thank our NIDCOM family, our able chairman, Abike Dabiri, Honorable, and Dr. Basi, and all the NIDCOM staff who keep supporting us and giving us more ideas on how to move the diaspora forward. Thank you so much.
Ha! Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures. Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down. Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, you know. Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Thank you to all the state's diaspora focal point officers. Please keep up the good work. And remember, if you must travel, travel legitimately. And now over to Dr. Lulu, our momatrician.
So once upon a time in the long time ago, people used to get victimized for attempting suicide. It was like a crime. The families get victimized, they get isolated, they get ostracized, they get further stigmatized because their child died by suicide. They were not allowed to bury their children in the church cemetery and things like that. So we don't use the word commit anymore because of reasons like that. I mean, it just further makes the situation worse. There are other words you can use. And so today we're going to talk about those words. And how are we going to do that? We're going to read from my book. And yeah, so if you don't know, I'm also a 3-time best-selling author. My first book is called How to Raise Well-Rounded Children. My second book is called A Teen's Life. And my third book is called How to Teach Your Children About Racism. But we're going to be reading from this book today. Very short, not too long. And so we're going to be talking about some words to avoid because words matter. And I know sometimes people say, well, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. In this case, what you say is just as bad as how you say it. So we're not going to be saying committed, anything with the C word anymore. So if you listen to Dr. Lulu, you should know that never again should you say commit suicide. All right. So what do you say instead, Dr. Lulu? What do you say? Oh, calmate. Let's talk about that. So you can say suicided. Because the word suicide is also a verb. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's true. You can say suicided rather than committed suicide. Okay, you can say died of suicide. Suicide as an entity, yes. And so rather than saying successful suicide attempt, there's nothing successful about a death. And so don't say successful. Say suicided, died of suicide, died by suicide, took their own life, killed themselves even. But don't say failed suicide attempt. Failed attempt, that makes it look like the opposite of failure is success. And we don't want to say that at all. So died by suicide, suicided, killed themselves, took their own life. Don't ever say completed suicide. There's nothing complete about that. It's not a good thing. So no, you say suicide death. Just don't say committed suicide, okay? And don't say someone who's suicidal is having dramatic behavior or manipulative behavior, or they're lazy, or, you know, how dare you think about that, or what do you mean you want to do that? Listen, they need nothing but love and compassion and empathy from you. So you don't say that. Rather, you just describe the behavior. They're acting different. They're acting sad. They're acting erratic. They're giving away their stuff. Describe what they're doing. But don't use words like manipulative and trying to get attention. Oh my God, there's not attention seeking. And if you don't know this yet, I'm a TEDx speaker. And one of the last things I say in my TEDx talk is a suicide attempt is never a cry for attention. It's always a cry for help. But since then, I've upgraded that to it's a cry for connection. A suicide attempt is never a cry for attention. It's a cry for connection or a cry for help. So now you know the words you should use and the words you should not use. We're going to go over it again one more time. Don't say committed suicide. Say died by suicide, suicided, killed themselves, took their own lives. Don't say successful suicide attempt. Please, there's nothing successful about that. Don't say failed suicide attempt in the same vein. There's nothing failure about that. It's just not. So what you say matters. Words matter. Don't say completed suicide. Say suicide death. Don't say completed suicide. Do not call them dramatic or manipulative or seeking for attention. Don't say that. It is never, never a fun thing for anyone to attempt suicide. So no. Don't say that. Say it's a cry for connections, a cry for help. And yes, we do have our own email. My email address is, you can try Ask Dr. Lulu, but I prefer suicide notes with drlulu@gmail.com. And the word doctor is abbreviated to DR. So suicide notes with drlulu@gmail.com. Thank you so much. That's all I had today. Remember, words matter. And so next week, we're going to talk some more about suicide. Hopefully, I'm helping to get you a little bit in the know, because that's the whole idea. Remember, using the word commit isolates, victimizes, ostracizes, and further stigmatizes the family as well as the victim. All right, now you know enough. Go and be good. And remember, the life you save might be your own. So be compassionate. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at NIDCOM_gov, on our Instagram page at NIDCOM_gov, on our YouTube page at NIDCOM_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m., and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And you can join us on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.